Chamber of Progress. Mr.
morning,
Calmes,
Chair.
the floor is yours.
Good morning, Chair and members of the committee. Thank you for your time this morning. My name is Alain Xiong-Calmes. I'm the Director of State and Local Public Policy for Chamber of Progress, a center-left tech industry association promoting technology's progressive future. Our organization works to ensure that all Americans benefit from technological leaps. Our partners include Amazon, Google, and Meta, but our partners don't have a vote or veto over our positions. We agree that retail theft remains a problem, but with all due respect, this bill is not the solution. These types of bills have now been rejected by more than 15 state legislatures on a bipartisan basis and is unnecessary now that big box retailers and online marketplaces have endorsed a compromised version of this bill at the federal level. This legislation would make small online sellers collateral damage in Walmart's battle against Amazon. This bill represents an effort by Walmart and other big box retailers to hurt their biggest competitor, Amazon, under the false pretext of eliminating a small number of bad people from selling counterfeit and stolen goods online. In reality, the marketplace giants are trying to stifle healthy competition that will ultimately hurt Etsy artisans, eBay sellers, and other online micro businesses. According to a recent article in The Atlantic, bills like A3543 will ultimately help Walmart by weakening the competitive advantage of large-scale online shopping platforms whose success is a much larger existential threat to their bottom line than thieves could ever be. It's an overreaction to an exaggerated problem with considerable collateral damage. At least 15 states have rejected these types of bills, prioritizing the needs of online entrepreneurs and consumer choice. Legislators in Republican and Democratic-led states agree that this legislation would add additional obstacles that ultimately hurt small sellers, decrease opportunity, increase red tape, and hinder consumers in search of a deal. In several state legislative hearings over these past few months, legislators have expressed hesitation about the impacts of these bills on small online sellers. One state senator in West Virginia said, "Is there any evidence that this online retail crime is going on in West Virginia? There's a lot of shoplifting going on, but I don't think any drug addicts are running online businesses. I've not heard anybody say there was an active black market in stolen property in my area." A state representative in Georgia said, "We can all agree that there are bad players, but we need to be able to have better tools to be able to stop what they're doing. But perhaps this proposal, it's a net that brings in way too many fish that we don't mean to bring in." Finally, a federal compromise version of this bill has already been endorsed by both retailers and leading online marketplaces, making this legislation unnecessary. In October, 2 representatives introduced the Federal Integrity, Notification, and Fairness in Online Retail Marketplace for Consumers, or INFORM Act, aiming to combat the online sale of stolen, counterfeit, and dangerous consumer products. This bill has now been attached to a larger bill addressing U.S.-China competitiveness. Due to changes that the bill's sponsors made to address the concerns of small online sellers and marketplaces, the new legislation is now supported by both retail groups such as the Retail Industry Leaders Association and Buy Safe America Coalition, as well as a coalition including Etsy, eBay, and Amazon. The consensus approach reflected in this new version of the legislation represents the best model for tackling this issue without harming small online sellers. In sum, this legislation would hurt small sellers, decrease opportunity, increase government red tape, and hinder consumers in search of a deal, all in order for Walmart to score some points against Amazon. And it won't stop the bad guys who will surely adopt to the new rules. That's not to say that policymakers should ignore online counterfeiting. Instead of this approach, we should work to incentivize marketplaces to proactively police sellers, direct platforms to work with law enforcement and consumer protection officials in bringing bad actors to justice, and encourage marketplaces to collaborate so that bad actors can't move from one marketplace to another. We welcome the opportunity to work with this committee to ensure that both traditional retailers and online sellers are treated fairly. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. Any committee members have any questions?